It's so much fun watching third-rate trash babble like morons amongst themselves. He's made a complete recovery. How many times do I have to say this? My phone is right here, you see. Oh, and incidentally, you can't check the numbers stored on this phone. It must have glitched because all the numbers just magically disappeared. You've got to be joking. He erased all the numbers I was going to use as evidence. Mr. Wellington. What's this? From the way you talk to me, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. Where do you finally find your cell phone? Oh, you're too much. And of course you have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh my god. Now I remember. Huh. Looks like they hung up. Good. I finally found it. I mean, the easiest way is just have someone call the phone. What's your number? And we'll call it right here in court. So that's when. What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes? Nick, we've worked so hard to get this far, but if you don't do something quick, he's going to get off scot-free. He's not getting off scot-free. I know. I know this phone has to be his. But how am I supposed to prove something like that? Mr. Wright, if you cannot prove who the owner of that cell phone is, your indictment has no basis and therefore no power. It looks like you came up a penny short. Where? Where did I go wrong? I didn't go wrong. This fuckboy is guilty. Don't blame yourself, you're merely a third-rate lawyer. You only made one big mistake. Who are you? What are you? There's something you haven't figured out for yourself yet. That's something. Who I am. The court hereby concludes the cross-examination. If that will be all, I'll have to bid you gentlemen and ladies goodbye. I have a reservation at that ultra-fancy restaurant in the Upper East Side of town. Thank you for your assistance. You've had a stressful day, so please, bon appetit. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just let it go at that? Raise an objection. Please wait, Your Honor. All right, Nick. I think I may be able to prove it. Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Wright? Everything. Your Honor, the cross-examination has already ended. If he questions the witness with any more of his badgering, you will not harass the witness. Is that clear, Mr. Wright? Fine. Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney. Please, Your Honor. Very well, please, but this is your last chance, Mr. Wright. You may present one piece of evidence to the court. I only get one shot at this. If you cannot prove everything, it's over, for your client and for you. Do you fully understand? Yes, Your Honor. I'm sure you're well aware, Your Honor, but the cross-examination period has ended. Were you paying attention, Mr. Payne? I said that Mr. Wright could present only one more piece of evidence. Oh. Now then, Mr. Wright, this is your last chance. It all comes down to this. It's go time. Please present that one piece of evidence that will explain everything. It's gotta be my business card. It has my cell phone on the back, we can call it. And in this fucking charade. Because that's my phone, I know it. Why, thank you, how nice. Here, please have one of mine. Judge's business card added to the court record. What? Wait, what am I doing? This isn't the time to be exchanging business cards. What the hell is this? It's written in fancy script. The ink is strong and clear, but I still can't read it. Good old judge. Your Honor, there is something very important about that card, and that is the back of the card. No one cares about the name. The card is important because of what is on the back. You wrote your cell phone number on the back, but that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone? Right now, but court is still in session. It's okay, you'll see. Okay, if you say so. Is the defense preparing something, Mr. Wright? We're going to call my cell phone now, and then the court will see everything for what it is. Of all the idiotic, stupid things, too. This is awkward. What? Why is my phone... And what is this stupid sounding ringtone? Mr. Wellington. How strange. I could almost swear that you're holding my phone. You're... No, it can't. By the way, before I forget, thank you very much for the lump on my head this morning. I don't think I need to explain any further except to say, when you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one. I think he's lost it. I think you're... sir. Fitting. So, that is what happened. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington. He is a man who lives on his pride and self-image alone, and in order to hide his involvement with the con artist group, he has become paranoid and has lost all ability to make rational judgments. Then Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding, is Mr. Wellington's, naturally. Speaking of that man, how is he, Mr. Payne? Yeah, he was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty. Because I'm just that amazing. This is all. This court is adjourned. September 8th, 2:16 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1. I knew that real you would shine through eventually. I'm always here. I didn't screw up more than 2 or 3 times. I'm so moved by what you've done for me, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I feel really bad for Dustin. He didn't do anything to deserve this. He really didn't. Oh, he was just in fucking uniform and got screwed. It's really unfortunate. I mean... oh, that's brutal. If he'd changed his clothes, he wouldn't have died. That's what's the fucked part about it. It's probably because of me. Huh? My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Well, I mean, it's kind of you if you count answering the phone. If you'd never answered the phone, he wouldn't have known where to meet you. Your whole life, it could have been that bad, could it? It couldn't have been. Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. 9 floors and you lived? I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've ever taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and never won or even tied a game of tic-tac-toe. My life has really been nothing but a string of disasters. That is, pretty unfortunate and bad. But up until I went to college, I was known as the Goddess of Misfortune. And then at the academy, everyone called me Lady Luckless. Lady Luckless? What's worse is that my misfortune always seems to latch on to those around me. What do you mean? When I see someone in trouble, I always try to help. Ah, that's right. You were talking about this earlier. It happened again recently too, sir. There was an old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. Did she get hit by a car? I gave her my hand and, before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house. What? Oh. I'm sure that Dustin's gone because of me. That's not true. Kind of. That glove didn't even have any sort of special meaning. It was just a present to say thanks for covering one of my night shifts. Oh, I see. Everything is all my fault. Dustin's death. Your head being all messed up. Well, I don't think my head is that messed up yet. I'm going to find a new life for myself starting tomorrow. Now. The next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have found an ocean's worth of good luck by then, sir. Yeah, after all, the Goddess of Misfortune is only a name. You bet. I'm gonna make it, I promise. Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person instead of a goddess. Set your standards high. Yeah, that's the spirit. Well, Mr. Wright, Maya, I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks, you take care of yourselves too. Anytime. What a horrible day. I've got my memory back, but things are still a little fuzzy. But you're okay, and that's what counts. You really had me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So this might sound bad, but who are you? What? I thought you said you got your memory back. At that moment, everything really did come back to me. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I've had clashes with in the past during certain trials. But he's also been a good ally during others. Good old Judgy. The judge. He's a lovable, kind old man who's easily swayed by other people's opinions. But in the end, he always comes up with the right verdict, probably. This person, I haven't got a clue. He seems to know me, but maybe he's mistaking me for someone else. Poor Payne. And this girl, Maya? You finally remembered. This is Maya Fey, my assistant. That's right, I have so many unforgettable memories about her. For example, Earth Nick, what's wrong? You keep staring at me. Don't tell me you've missed me. Oh, well, yeah, I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Oh? Well, I'm back now, so it's time for us to create new memories together. Sure. Alright, sounds good. All the phone numbers on my phone were erased by Mr. Wellington. I guess I had to start over from the very beginning. Come on, Nick, let's go to our usual burger joint. Okay. Actually, it hasn't even been 2 months since she came back into my life. And that story began on one rainy afternoon 2 months ago. Reunion and turnabout. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. Holy hell. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Eni? Who's Eni? Aini? I finally get to see you again, and it's not your fault. You didn't do it. No, I did it. I killed that person. Maya, you didn't kill anyone. But that wasn't you. It doesn't matter. It might as well have been me. I can't believe something like this happened. The events of the gloomy afternoon that started this whole mess keep playing through my mind. June 16th, 3:34 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. What depressing rain. Do you understand how depressed that makes me? Do you? I guess. But actually, more than being depressed, I'm angry. Angry at that weather girl on TV. I think our little rainy spell will take a break with the day of sun. Is that what that girl said? I'd stake my life on it. Well, it's the weather. But that's why I didn't bother to bring an umbrella today. What nerve calling herself a weather girl. She's going to hear about my $1,500 suit. Or $1,500 suit. About your case. Unless you're planning on suing the weather girl. I'm sorry. I thought that before we got down to business, we could have some friendly chatter. My name is Dr. Turner Gray. I'm a surgeon. Can you please stop playing with your glasses? Remind me never to end up under his knife, at least when he's had a bad day. I'm here today because of this incident. Malpractice at Gray Surgical Clinic. 14 inpatients lose their lives. Oh, you're that doctor. It's really quite upsetting. Did you hear me? Upsetting. Yes, I heard you. I agree. It's quite upsetting, Dr. Gray. The one that screwed up was that nurse. It was her that got the medications mixed up and killed those 14 patients. And yet now, listen, good and yet. That nurse had the nerve to go and die before admitting to her wrongdoing. She didn't even offer any sort of explanation to me, and this is the kicker. She gave up and has herself a grand old accident and crashes her car. Smash crunch, instantly transforming her car into the accordion model. That's right. About a year ago, all that the tabloid shows were talking about it. 14 victims of malpractice and the nurse's car accident. There are rumors that Dr. Gray had actually caused that crash. People said it was to forever hide the person responsible for the malpractice incident. Why would I, now that I'm just going to say this once? Why on earth would I want to kill that nurse? She's the one who killed those 14 patients, not me. I think you need to take a deep breath, doctor, and focus. More to the point, this case is over a year old. Why bring it up now? That's simple, because the situation is slipping out of my grasp. This just won't do. My clinic isn't seeing nearly as many patients nowadays. Do you understand what that means? It means they're not coming to my clinic. You don't say. If it were me, I don't think I'd want to go there either. That's because 14 people died. So, what would you like me to do about it? I want you to help me prove I'm innocent. You do realize I'm a lawyer, not a private investigator, right? No, this is something only you can do. Maya Fey, you know this girl, correct? Maya, why would he know her name? I heard you were working under her for a little while. Well, yeah, I mean, hey, wait a second here. I worked under her? Yes, am I wrong? She told me that, so I'm quite sure. Well, we worked a few trials together, but she went back to her hometown to undergo more training. Oh, yes, I heard. It must be lonely for you. What? Wait, I'm not. She must be an extraordinary girl to handle such a rigid training. Oh, okay. Huh? I have an acquaintance who knows a lot about these mystical sorts of things. She's the one who introduced me to Miss Fey. Is Maya really that famous? And I've already set up an appointment. For what? What else? A channeling. I'm going to have her call the spirit of that nurse that went and got herself killed. Oh. Maya? I wonder what she's up to right now. We, the women of the Fey family, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with the spirit flows strongly through us. That's what she told me. I guess she's learned to accept her responsibilities and became an adult. Not counting training, this will be her first time channeling a spirit. So she gave me one condition before accepting my request. Or condition? The condition is you, Mr. Wright. She said that she wouldn't do the channeling without first seeing you again. Me? And that is why I've searched you out. You want to see her too, don't you? And now? Oh, and so. That is how I ended up visiting Maya's hometown with the doctor. Korean Village. So this is Korean Village, Maya's hometown. Oh my god, what a fucking small child. Why, hello there, little girl. What an odd little girl. Hey, wait up, Pearly. Someone else is coming this way. Nick! Maya, how are you? It's good to see you again. Wow, I didn't think you'd really show up. It's not really that big a deal. You made it sound like you were so far away. Well, maybe I exaggerated just a little. It was only 2 hours by train. If I'd known you were this close, I'd have visited more often. No, you're not allowed. I already decided, you know. Until I become an adult, I have to work hard and be strong by myself. Oh well. Anyway, congratulations. I'm glad to hear training is going well for you. Let's talk about today's channeling. Looks like you finally became a full-fledged medium, taking on your first job. Wait, what? Just my attorney's badge. Yeah, good profiles. Dr. Turner. Director of the Gray Surgical Clinic, where the malpractice incident occurred. Okay. My assistant until a year ago, now she's trained to be a spirit medium. Yeah, I didn't think it would be this soon. But this case, do you know the messy story behind it? Hold the power of Maya Intelligence Network. Let's see, 14 people died because of malpractice on Dr. Gray's part, right? And to pin the blame on the nurse. He killed her in what appeared to be a car accident. Huh? So what is this Maya Intelligence Network anyway? The tabloid. That's what I thought. I'm just pulling your leg, Nick. What really happened is the exact opposite. I heard all about it from Dr. Gray. Oh, come on, Nick. I wouldn't take a crazed killer as a client. That's too scary, even for me. Yeah, I guess so. So, this is your hometown, huh, Maya? Yep. Korean Village, but I've heard people call this place Medium Valley, too. Interesting. So everyone that lives here is a spirit medium? Pretty much. Most of my ancestors were too, I think. That's probably true since the Fae ability to communicate with the dead is so strong. Actually, only the women of the village are mediums. So what do the men do? They usually work someplace outside the village. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about the girl I saw earlier. Do you know her? Oh, you mean Pearly? Pearly? Pearl Faye. She's my cousin. Isn't she adorable? Just like yours truly. Cousin. Wait, that means she also? Yep, she's a medium too. Pearly is a real genius when it comes to channeling. Of course she is. I see. I hope I didn't scare her when I tried to talk to her earlier. Nah, it's not you. My aunt drilled it into her head that if a suspicious-looking person tries to talk to you, run away. Suspicious-looking? I'm not that suspicious-looking. Well, you're not wearing training clothing, for starters. Of course not. Pearly is my aunt's most valued treasure, so she's not allowed to go outside the town. She doesn't know much about the world outside of Korean Village. Aunt? Pearly's mother is my aunt. Duh, come on, Nick. Well, Nick, I've got to get going. It's about time for the channeling to start. Oh, yeah. I'm doing the channeling in my house, so come on in, okay? After that, after I'm done, we can go grill up some juicy burgers. All right, good luck, Maya. Thanks. Well, at least she's still the same perky Maya. Let's go ahead and look at some of this stuff around here. Giant pillar. Giant rock that seems to be reaching for the sky. Its origins are written up on the beat-up old sign. It looks like this giant rock is called the Korean Boulder. There's a really complex explanation written here, but long story short, it's a big stone for spirits to live in. Or something like that. Little bus stop. Old bus stop, it says Korean Village on the signpost. The buses seem incredibly inconvenient since they only come 3 times a day. Probably important. It's an old-style phone booth. I can't say it fits with this area too well. My cell phone doesn't get reception up here, so who knows, I may need it later. The biggest, most elegant of the buildings I can see from here. This is Fae Manor, the place Maya calls home. It's easy to be overwhelmed by its presence. Down here? Rustic, thatched-roofed houses where the other villagers live line the street. They're nowhere near as large or as nice as the manor in front of me. It's kind of odd that I don't see any of the other villagers walking around, though. June 19th, Fae Manor. Ah, Mr. Wright, I'm so glad you showed. Some nice weather we're having today, aren't you happy? No, not at all. That stupid weather girl made the wrong call again. It will rain cats and dogs today, she said, with a straight face. I can't believe they allow such misguided reports on the public airways. Looks like talking about the weather with this guy is just asking for punishment. But anyway, this is a splendid manor. No argument there. It's hard to believe that this is Maya's house, though. I was given a guide map to this building. Here, Mr. Wright, I have a copy for you, too. Oh, guide map added. Let's talk about the channeling. What are you going to do once the nurse's spirit has been called? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to have her write a signed confession. A signed confession? Yes, a confession. Pay attention. I'll have her write this. 1 year ago, on May 2nd, 14 patients died due to my negligence. And then on May 24th, I fell asleep at the wheel and died in a car accident due to my further negligence. I'm sorry and I apologize for being negligent. That's what I'll have her write. With the confession, the rain falling on my soul can finally stop. Oh, I see. Yeah, somehow I think you did it, buddy. Let's check this diagram. Okay, meditation room chamber. Okay. So there's no way to get to a side room without going through this little winding way. I have a feeling a murder is going to take place here. So I'm going to go ahead and get used to this. But it is possible to not go in the channeling chamber from like the side room. Interesting. So how do you hear about Maya Fey? I heard about her from an acquaintance, a girl studying the occult at the college. The girl introduced me to this village. This is the home of the Korean school of channeling. The home, huh? And Miss Maya's a daughter of the master, I hear. Master? Anyway, do you see that door? That's the room where people in the spirits meet. Mrs. Maya's aunt is in there right now. Would you care to meet her? I mean, sure, I'll go see her. I'm going the winding way first. Oh, this garden's really breathtaking. Someone put a lot of love into it. What is that over there? Is that an incinerator? Looks a little out of place in a garden like this. Kind of weird. Side room? Fey Manor side room. So this is the side room. Looks like it's more of a break room. There's bedding spread out on the floor. It looks like someone's sleeping in one. I shouldn't disturb them. No, we're gonna investigate. That's probably a dead body. There's bedding spread out on the floor. Is this someone sleeping in one over there? She's probably an exhausted medium taking a break and catching some Z's. If I wake her up, she might be grumpy and throw a spell on me. It's probably a good idea to not disturb her sleep. I swear to God if that's a dead body. If that's a dead body, that would be depressing. And a really bad look for me. Also, I want to look at this incinerator. It's a small incinerator. I don't think garbage trucks come all the way out here into a little village like this, so every family has to burn their own trash. Interesting. Well, back to the meditation room.